Hello and welcome to the episode 3 of the 5 subs. Thank you for watching our previous videos and showering your love. And if you are addicted to football, this is your bi-weekly dose of dope. Also stay tuned for our final segment where we have a grand reveal. So do watch till the end. And today we are back to discuss all the matches that were played on day 2 in Euros, starting from the game between Finland and Russia in Group B, and the last game of day 2 played last night between Spain versus Poland in Group E. So first things first, we'll start our analysis with Group A. We had Abhipray cover the games for us. So Abhipray, was day 2 exciting in Group A?
So thank you, Kaka, and welcome everyone to the 5 Subs channel. Starting with Group A, there were not many surprises here, with the usual suspects, Italy and Wales sharing the honours and taking away 3 points at the end. So coming to the Turkey vs Wales game first, we finally got to see the best of Gareth Bale in the game. Even though he missed the penalty, he provided 2 lovely assists, and Wales finally bagged the 3 points which they needed very dearly. And coming to the Italy versus Switzerland game, we finally got to see the best of the Italian team, the teamwork overall, with Locatelli bagging a place, whereas Immobile pitching in with the third goal. So the group favorites and the second favorites taking their well-deserved spots at 1 and 2, with Italy having becoming the first team to qualify for the next round, whereas Wales are a close second. And as we speak, we have the third round ongoing, which we'll be updating you as and when we see the results. But so far, from what we know, we can see Italy going with the first place, whereas Wales qualifying at the second place. And we can only hope the best for Switzerland, who might end up at third spot, depending on tonight's results. So back to you, Kaka.
Oh, really? Those were pretty handy insights from Group A by our sub Abhipray. Now let's move our focus to Group B. And we had Saurav cover the group for us. So Saurav, what are your key takeaways from Group B?
Rahul, I think I was disappointed. Obviously, we all knew that Belgium was supposed to go through, and it is my second favorite team in Euros right now. So I am happy with the result of Belgium, but I was somehow not happy with the game between Russia and Finland. So the game between Russia and Finland ended at Russia's favor at 1-0, whereas Belgium and Denmark, where I was hoping for a close competition had Christian Eriksen been there, but it started off with a bang for Denmark in the second minute itself, but Belgium quickly turned around with Thorgan Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne coming onto the score sheet. So it looks like Belgium is going to be there. The team is looking very strong. Belgium has become the second team that has qualified for the round of 16 with this win. They sit at 6 points on the top of the table. And we have a couple of games coming in from this group. I think it's on 22nd. So we've got Russia versus Denmark, where I'm really hoping Denmark to open up their account, get those 3 points against Russia, because everybody is backing them. A neutral fan's favorite it has become in this Euro. And with Belgium and Finland, I don't see Finland making in or disturbing anybody. But this could be a great place for Eden Hazard, who got his name on the assist sheet, to now finally get onto the score sheet. And the team looks like KDB and Eden Hazard are coming back on their fitness levels. So all good things are coming in for Belgium in this group. Yeah. So Rahul, that was all from Group B. And asking the same question back to you at Group C. Now that has been an exciting draw over there as well, just like how Group B has been. What are your key takeaways from that table?
So I would say Group C, it was a pretty mundane affair in the Group C. We did expect Ukraine to win over North Macedonia. It was not a very beautiful game. Both the teams played well. North Macedonia did their best, but in the end, it was the Ukrainians who bagged all the 3 points. Yarmolenko, the West Ham player, scored a wonderful goal. The other game that was played in the Group C between Netherlands and Austria, Netherlands were just too good for the Austrians. Depay scored in through a penalty, and Dumfries scored the second goal for the Dutch. Netherlands became the third team to qualify to the round of 16. talking about the two games that we still have on day 3 from Group C would be North Macedonia versus Netherlands, which I believe would be a cakewalk for Netherlands. At the same time, they could also utilize their players, those of them who have not played much. And then Ukraine versus Austria would be a decider, the team that wins. I think Ukraine are still very comfortable to go to the round of 16. But if Austria manages to win this game or maybe even pull a draw, they can qualify to the next round as well. So that's all the news from Group C. Now we'll move our focus to Group D, which we have Group D we had covered by Soham. So Soham, England again disappointing. What were your key takeaways from the matches that were played in Group D?
Yeah, hi Rahul. The matches were very disappointing, like you said. So I'll start with Croatia versus Czech Republic, which was played on 18 June. The game ended 1-1 with Czech Republic Schick again scoring a penalty in the 37th minute. Uh, Croatia quickly equalized in the second half with Perisic in the 47th minute, and the game ended like that. Both teams had 11 shots, none of them having more than 2 on target. So it was basically not a very interesting game, but it ended 1-1 and makes the group very interesting. The next game was on 19 June between England and Scotland. Scott McTominay played at right back, and England couldn't win that game. That should say it all. It was a very drab affair and a very boring match. In fact, if you ask most people, they would say that Scotland dominated England. And it was true. Scotland had more shots on target and they had better chances to win the game. Now, Gareth Southgate has to sort out his house quickly because if not, England might be looking at the third place rat race. Anyways, okay, now moving on to the matches which will be played on 23rd June. The first match is between Croatia and Scotland, which I think will end in 2-1 with Croatia winning. And the second match, England versus Czech Republic, I don't see England winning that match. So another 1-1 draw for England. And at the end of the day, I think England and Czech Republic will be the top two, but England has to be careful. Anyways, that's all from Group D. Back to you, Rahul.
कल के गेम के बाद गैरेथ साउथगेट की शक्ल देख के लग रहा था कि things are going south for England and maybe the disappointment from your boys उसे लग रहा है कि कब की शायद घर वापसी इस बार ना हो. So thank you Soham for sharing your insights. Let's move our focus to Group E, which was covered by our sub Satish. Over to you, Satish.
Hey, thanks, Rahul. Group E looks very interesting actually, and Sweden and Slovakia. I would cover that first. So Sweden won that game through a penalty by Forsberg, and it was quite a drab affair, a tough watch in the first half. But second half, it kind of came alive, and Alexander Isak was a really bright spot, and Dubravka made some amazing saves, but he could not keep the penalty out, and Sweden won by a very narrow margin. And in the second game, Spain and Poland drew, and it was a very interesting game because Spain and Poland both had a lot of chances, and it was a very interesting affair considering that Gerard Moreno had a very up and down match. He assisted a goal for Morata, he earned a penalty and then missed it. So it was a interesting game, and this group is well poised for a tantalizing finish. Spain will be playing Sweden next, and Poland and Slovakia face off in another game. So let's see what happens here. It's interesting, Group E right now.
Right.
And talking about interesting, Taka, I'd like to put you on spot, and I'd like you to walk through that performance by Germany against Cristiano's Portugal. How are you feeling?
Okay, first of all, where is Abhipray? Is he on the call? Abhipray, you did say that Ronaldo is going to break all the records. He did score a goal, but in the end, I felt that Germans were too dominant. Kroos had the game under control. And to be honest, even I didn't think that Germans were going to defeat the Portuguese. I thought the best they could get out of this game was a draw, but hugely impressed. Now, I do see them even finishing on the first spot. If they go on to win their game against Hungary, they may even finish as the toppers of the group. Abhipray? How was your day last night?
Definitely, Kaka. I mean, yes, Germany made me eat my words from the last episode rather. I did not expect such a dominant performance from them. This reminded us the Germany what we look for and what we
Right,
know. So
right.
yes, it was an entertaining match. Yes, and it was a complete blitzkrieg. They had blown away Portugal in the opening 15 minutes. They were like clueless throughout the midfield, and as you rightly said, बट हाँ ये भी बात है कि जर्मनी को जीतने में पोर्चुगल का बहुत बड़ा हाथ था ज्यादा 3 हाथ थे तो but I would say yes Portugal have to sort out their defense if they want to progress otherwise yes एक मैच में कहानी इतनी बदल जाएगी किसी ने नहीं सोचा
सच में
इस मैच से मुझे और एक मैच की याद आ रही है इस ग्रुप में which was very surprising. It was a David versus the Goliath contest. Actually, it was billed as that.
right.
So I'd like to bring in Saurabh to find out about how he felt when he saw all those chances being missed by France, and what does he have to say about that, especially that Griezmann miss, which I think he would have fancied himself taking that shot. क्यों Saurabh?
No, right, yaar, Satish. Matlab, day was very bad from all affairs. I was hoping France to have a very convincing win. It didn't look like that at all. I mean, for us, for at least 20-25 minutes, I felt like कि शायद हम लोग 1-0 Hungary के score line को we will not be able to breach. Then Griezmann came in and scored. There were a lot of chances. काफी miss हुए हैं. Mbappe missed a couple of them. Somehow Benzema also missed a few. Yeah, I don't know. Matlab, something's not working here. Bringing Giroud in 78th minute and expecting him to come in and fire because of his heading prowess, that also is not working out. A lot of things for Deschamps and French fans to go back home and think about. But I am still going to root for them. I am still hoping that every tournament, every team is entitled for one bad game, and France had that one bad game out of them now. So next game is going to be very, very mouth-watering between France and Portugal. I am hoping Abhipray has another bad affair. Although let Cristiano score a couple of goals, I don't mind. But France has to now pick up on their pace.
Actually, Saurabh, I won't be as disappointed as you sound because I think France played well. They created
So they did. They
a
did.
lot of chances. Yeah, on another day, maybe you can end up with 4 or 5 goals.
Yes. So Satish, you have to also understand that I am a Chelsea fan. I see on every match day Chelsea creating around 6 to 7 chances before we convert one, and we had Werner in front. So you know how our feeling is. So I don't want France to make use of 6 to 7 chances to score one goal. I think they have to become a lot more clinical in front. Otherwise, there are better teams now that the entire Euro second day is over. Match day 2 is over. I see better teams with better clinical finishing. France can't be waiting on so many chances. You may not get that in any other game, maybe.
and yes we also need to look at the number of goals scored because that might end up playing a huge role in the goal difference at the end so even though France are first they might still end up as third in if the results don't go their way on match day 3
Right.
so that way all the goals come into the pic with the third base.
Didn't understand, but
So
absolutely right
Kaka,
out there.
so Kaka, Germany versus Hungary. What do you think? Easy cakewalk for Germany and topping the group.
I would not say cakewalk. I would not say cakewalk because I think we have underestimated Hungary because they have had a good game against Portugal until the 85th minute, and they were impressive. Like the celebration at the end of the game, it almost reminded me of the Iceland in the previous Euros. So the fan support has been there. I would not say it will be a cakewalk, but I have my hopes much higher than they were before the start of the tournament on Germany. I do hope they are going to win this and will end this group on a high.
And France versus Portugal. What are your predictions, Saurav?
I'm hoping to be very honest, I'm hoping for a 1-1 draw. That seems like a more practical approach to me because for Portugal are in a good form of late, especially in front of the goal while they're attacking. But on the other side, I see that France may scrape a 1-1 draw. My hope is that maybe as Satish was rightly pointing out, and in his question where he put in that we were creating a lot of chances. I'm just hoping that we probably slot in one more at 88th minute or something, and then pip Portugal to a 2-1 score. But I don't see the likelihood of France giving up now. This is that moment where they have to step up. All right, guys, welcome to the grand reveal that Rahul was talking about. We have renamed our bonus section as a shootout. I think that's fair because in footballing terms, it is a time where we all will come up with our opinions, our views on a topic. And today's topic for us is the round of 16, which are the teams that will qualify from each group. So, starting from Group A, Abhipray, what is your opinion on Group A? I know Italy has qualified. What is your table looks like, and what do you think are the predictions?
Well, sort of to begin with, I think the Italian Gladiators are making a resurgence once again, and I see them slaying the Welsh Dragon. So I can see Italy going to the next round with a perfect record of 3-3. Second position पे I think Wales can still qualify. Wales को कुछ ना कुछ करना पड़ेगा to drag Wales, but I think Switzerland are still in a comfortable position. They are very peaceful people, and they still have they're nice people, and they still have a chance to make it to the next round. So going by the goal difference, I think -1, -2 से ज़्यादा तो नहीं जाएगा, कितना भी खराब होगा. So they still have a chance to make it to the next round, and I see them one of the third teams to go through from
Okay.
group.
Okay. So Abhipray, so guys, in Group B, I'll be very honest. I think we all are aware that Belgium has also been one of those teams that have performed really well, right? Just like how Italians have, Belgium is going through. But apart from that, I think Russia or Denmark might sneak in. But it's too hard to tell. Mathematically, everything is possible for them. But in my opinion, my money is on Russia to qualify as the second team from Group B, and probably Denmark might have to settle with the third spot.
When it comes to Group C, Netherlands have already qualified, as you know, and they have their final game against North Macedonia, which I feel would be a cakewalk. So I see Netherlands securing 9 points and staying on the top of the table. Now, the second match is between Ukraine and Austria. And it will decide the chances of Austria, because I feel Ukraine would either win or play a draw. So if it's a draw, it will determine Austria's chances of qualifying into the round of 16. So yeah, Netherlands and Ukraine, the first top two teams from Group C, and Austria with the slight chances and fingers crossed may qualify to the next round.
Now moving on to Group D, which is also the group of death, क्योंकि इसके matches देख के तुमको मन करेगा you want to die, क्योंकि इतने boring matches होते हैं. So Scotland versus Croatia, I think it will be 2-1, and England versus Czech Republic, I think 1-1 draw होगा. England नहीं जीत पाएगा, and the table will be like it looks now. Czech Republic topping the table with England in second, and I think Croatia will be mixed for the third place teams. They'll end up with 4 points because I think they'll defeat Scotland. The goal difference will play a big part because they are not very far away from each other. But I'm hoping England can qualify as the second place team, or if they have to look out for themselves in the third place.
Coming to Group E, I will stick my neck out. मुझे लगता है स्पेन थर्ड पे ही रहेगी, and Sweden and Poland will go through in this group, and I see Spain, taking out a calculator और लास्ट मोमेंट तक देख रहे हैं. अगर फुटबॉल में कोई डकवर्थ लुइस होता वैसा कुछ, they will need to calculate on their last day. So that's where I am with this group.
Group F का क्या लग रहा है अभिप्राय and Rahul? What do you think Group F में now, because we know 2 games are done for each team, so what are the chances of now? I see very very high chances for Germany to finish first, but what about the second and third?
Well, यहाँ पे काफी कुछ हो सकता है. I can see जर्मनी को एक दिन पहले हमको लग रहा था इस बार आगे भी नहीं जा पाएंगे, and suddenly they can win and they can top the group. So I take back my words from my previous round, and I think Germany have become the favorites now. And वो कहते हैं ना फुटबॉल में, 11, 22 या 11 men play and at the end Germans win. So I think that that might end up being true again, and I see them qualifying to the next round definitely now at Portugal's expense. So पिछले week की prediction reverse हो गई.
तो पिछले वाले में से एपिसोड में से क्रॉप कर दे तुमने जब बोला था.
But Germany, guys, Germany, this is one of the weakest German sides, but doesn't look like it. They're playing really well.
नहीं, weak in terms of confidence, but not in terms of not on the paper.
Yeah,
On
correct.
paper,
In
they were
terms
still a
of
very
player
strong
name
team.
and everything,
Yes.
On sheet maybe not
Yes.
as strong a team, but they are not showing like in the last game. They really, I felt, really dominated Portugal very well. And France versus Portugal, it will be some match.
Maybe
Yes, matlab one of the things that I actually wanted to talk about was the German backline. I think it is very understated right now. But Gosens on the left flank was instrumental. I think man of the match performance. And वो जो meme float हो रहा था कि Ronaldo did not exchange the jersey while they were playing in the club level, and now he's proving his point to Ronaldo that I have scored that goal. What a game! Matlab, even Kimmich on the right hand flank, he dropped in crosses which were turned in, unfortunately. And another player, I think a standout player was Kai Havertz. He was everywhere between Pepe and Ruben Diaz. Diaz is not able to handle him. I think a lot of positives for Rahul. I think बहुत ही ज़्यादा
I
life
would.
बदल जाने वाला moment होता है.
Yeah, it's for you only, Rahul. So
Yeah.
Hungary came close with Portugal. They played out a brave draw with France. क्या पता, this German team, that is their Achilles heel. They don't turn out sometimes on some days. What if
Right.
it is that day, and Hungary finally get what they deserve? That a win
But
in this tournament. What happens? That would make this
But
group.
Satish, you can say the same for Portuguese side. Bruno Fernandes again not turning up for a game.
Yeah.
What do you both Abhipray and Satish, being Manchester United fans, again being a ghost in a big game? I don't think this Portugal side. I think that is the issue. Like we were thinking of the German side being not very strong. The Portugal side, like me and Saurav and Kaka were discussing, looks very strong on paper, but they're not playing like a very strong team.
Man, I agree with I agree, Satish. I agree with Soham. A lot of expectations were riding on Bruno, especially after a fantastic 1.5 seasons with Manchester United. You are expecting him to, start coming in, pitching in, and assist sheet maybe nahi dikh raha hai. His runs have probably not been as effective as it was in a United jersey, like wherein he comes in late and then he's there to at least slot in the goal. कुछ तो missing है, because when I was watching the game, I saw him getting subbed out, and I was stumped because I felt like this is not the right tactics. So मेरे ख्याल से अभिप्राय का point भी सही है, where he says that the tactics with Fernando Santos is not right. But is it true that Bruno in a Portuguese jersey is getting subdued by Ronaldo?
I feel that one of William Carvalho or Danilo must not start. I think. I mean, not
both?
from a performance point of view. I'm talking about tactically. Like maybe they can play João Moutinho in that place, or maybe Ruben Neves, maybe to give that extra bit of zip in their passing, so that they can play those balls to Jota and Bruno Fernandes. Moutinho could be someone who can link up the play, because that is where I feel they're going wrong. Maybe the problem that I highlighted is designed to specifically address the issue that Bruno is having.
Okay.
Because if you replace that one midfielder with someone who can play the ball between the lines, I think Bruno will be much well served, and he can then combine with Jota and players in front, Cristiano and all of them, and then we can see a different Portugal. Maybe Renato Sanchez needs to start in place of Danilo. Maybe that could be the dose of positivity that this squad needs. I think Abhipray will be better equipped to tell which player fits the bill.
नहीं, Portugal का I think क्योंकि you can't even say that they have pressure of winning a major tournament, because they're coming on back of 2 major victories. पहले Euro 2016 UEFA Nations League, तो वो उनके पीठ से बोझ भी हट गया, तो they should be playing even more freely. But I think
Yeah.
Fernando Santos is holding them back. Still looks a bit clueless in big games, and his tactics are very defensive. Defense line काफी weird लगी है लोगों को, including us, and I think that is the reason which is holding them back. Considering the amount, the quality of players they have, and the free flowing football which they should be playing. मोरिनो देख के मोरिनो के मुंह में पानी आ रहा होगा ऐसी स्क्वाड देख के, and I think next year उसको एक chance मिलना चाहिए to take this side to the world.
A completely unrelated point. How good are Scotland to actually qualify? Soham, what's your take? Because they did a fantastic job. Gilmore winning the man of the match performance in his first outing, first start against England. He was controlling the entire midfield. Do Scotland have a realistic chance of probably making into the round of 16? Is there a mathematical possibility that we all know of? But is there a possibility that you feel as a fan or supporter of England?
No, not really. I don't think they are going to beat Croatia. Croatia look good in their game, and it will be a very tough thing for them to do. And they are playing Scott McTominay, like I said before, at right back. He has played that position a few times for Mourinho, and it has not went well. Very famously against Spurs in Sanchez's first match. So I don't think they have good players, okay, but I don't think they can qualify for the top 3 also. All right, guys. प्यार एक धोखा है, बट मेरे को आप लोग देख रहे हैं अंदर मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड के स्टेडियम के अंदर जाना है, तो प्लीज लाइक कीजिए इस वीडियो को,
शेयर करिए इस वीडियो को, ताकि इतना व्हाट्सएप पे फॉरवर्ड हो कि डीडीएस, डेस्टैम्स, पॉगबा और बेंजीमा को खासकर पहुंचे व्हाट ही हैज टू डू टू इंप्रूव.
और दोस्तों इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिए यार, दाढ़ी नहीं कटवा पा रहा हूँ यार, टूथपेस्ट से करना पड़ रहा है, तो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब करें हमारे चैनल को.
And yeah, my background that should be good enough for you guys to consider my request. So please comment कर देना. Try to give us some feedback so that we can get you better content.
और गाइस, आंटी का पता नहीं, बट वो जो बेल आइकन दिख रहा है वाली घंटी जरूर बजा देना, ताकि हमारे वीडियोस आपके टाइम टू टाइम पहुंचते रहे.
So thank you guys, the 5 subs signing off.
Alright guys, sorry for the technical glitch from Satish's end, but he's back here. So Satish, could you wrap this up for us and talk about the exciting games that we have in store in match day 3?
Hey,
And Satish.
नहीं आता भाई.
भाई एंड कर, बस एंड कर, जस्ट एंड इट.
The 5 subs, sorry.
The
5
five
subs signing
subs.
off. Sorry.